Really, really hard, and they execute the system, and that's what it's all about.
Yes, sir.
Trust.
He's pretty
Big trust, baby.
Hey, yes, sir.
Right on cue. Hey, right on cue. Hey, let me.
We're back on the Jumbo Set podcast. It is Tuesday night, May 21st, Wednesday, my dudes, May 22nd. As you're listening to this, my name is Jake Louque. We are brought to you, as always, by Jimmy's Famous Seafood. We are also brought to you by our guys at Black Eyed Susan Spice Company. We got some big news from our friends over there. You can watch very, very famous people light their mouths on fire with their red flag hot sauce every Thursday on season 24 of Hot Ones on YouTube. I believe that's on the First We Feast page. Check it out. They've got the coveted 7-spot, one before the bomb. So tune in every week and watch the rich and famous suffer. And if you want to get in on the action, head on over to blackeyedspices.com to get some dry rub and hot sauces for all your Orioles watching, summertime grilling, smoking, and partying needs. That's blackeyedspices.com, and use the code EXIT52 at checkout for 10% off. Products also available at participating DC and Baltimore area Ace Hardware locations. That's an ad read. My name is Jake Louque, and I'm joined by Spencer Nathaniel Schultz. I feel like we got some dark Spenny here today. How's it going?
I'm fired up. I'm not very pleased with the tones of things that I've seen overall today. I'm also just a little bit sick and tired of the way the Ravens season ended, being dragged on into May now. And I'm sick on, we're going to talk about probably 3 different things as the main run sheet here. And I'm pissed about all 3 of them, frankly. I'm a little bit fired up. I'm very fired up about all 3 of today's Jumbo Sets topics. I'm super fired up for Black Eyed Susan Spices. Red Flag is my favorite of their sauces. It's really good. Try it. It's delicious. So congratulations to them. And I'll say congratulations to us. That's our sponsor. We rep them. So
You're running a little hot too. It feels like good brand synergy there.
It does. I just had a nice buffalo chicken sandwich and quite literally used some Black Eyed Susan Spices homemade there. So
didn't save that for tomorrow? Sandwich Wednesday?
We'll see. We'll see if we're in a spicy mood tomorrow. Today, we're in a very spicy mood.
Okay. You want to kick off the proceedings? I know you've got a lot to get off your chest here.
I do. And like I said, I just ate and I was like calming down. I'm fired up. I had a tough work day, which got me into a pretty big, heated, high blood pressure mood, yelling to myself.
Sounds like it's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up.
Some of that he said, she said, bullshit. It's just one of those days. It really has been since about 11 a.m. for me. To 10:59 to be specific is exactly where my day took a turn. So I'm fired up. I ate a little chicken sandwich, and then I just got a couple more comments regarding some of the things I wanted to talk about today. The first one that started to irk me while I was already, like I said, on yellow or orange alert. The Ravens had Jamal Adams come to visit. Jamal Adams, someone we've talked about a ton, someone that's been linked to the Ravens a ton. And then the whole conversation. And I've done a really good job staying out of the dumb Twitter replies and things like that. But today it was just all in my face. There was no avoiding. The mutes didn't even matter. None of it even mattered. And I see people saying, oh, this is just like Earl Thomas all over again. Jamal Adams is such a bad person, blah, blah, blah. Freaking our friend Bobby, oh, first thing I think of when I think of Jamal Adams is the tweet that he had about blah, 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 blah. No, the first thing I think of when I think of Jamal Adams is he's like a fucking 3-time All-Pro. Is he that anymore? No. Is he Earl Thomas? Is he a prime safety Super Bowl champion that is going to get signed to a $50, $60 million contract? No, he's 28 years old. He hasn't played in 3 fucking years. He's going to get a $3 million contract. What are you talking about? What are we doing? What are we talking about? And it's just because he has name recognition. So, of course, Jamal Adams, if the Ravens sign him, I would say it'd be a 1 year, $4 million deal with maybe some incentives slapped onto it. And is he playing over Marcus Williams? No, that's not even his position. Is he playing over Kyle Hamilton? Fuck no. So what is he doing? He's probably playing early downs. He's probably playing a little bit of dime back or a little bit of nickel on early downs, a heavier nickel, some of those kinds of things. He's playing 300 fucking snaps. So what are we talking about? What are we doing? This is a classic kind of Raven signing. Someone that's kind of gone through some drama, has maybe had a little bit of flare up in their character. So people just talking about Jamal Adams, stupid. If they sign him or if they don't, it doesn't really matter. They're not going to win or lose because of Jamal Adams. He's not going to go into the locker room and be a leader. expected leader of the locker room, Prez, whatever that stuff was. That's not who he is anymore. That's not the player that he is. That's not what he's expected to be. That's not what he's asked to be. Ravens have a very stable locker room. I have the loudest car possible driving past my house right now while I'm in the middle of this, so that might get in here a little bit. It's probably one of those fucking trikes outside. It keeps driving past my house, playing music, playing fucking like Chris Brown and goddamn Bryson Teller, fucking 10,000 degrees. So that pisses me off even further. So I'm pissed about Jamal Adams. Then I saw what I thought was a really cool thing. I saw that John Harbaugh, there's a big, I think it was at the Ravens facility. The Harbaugh family is in the Harbaugh family business. Coaching is the Harbaugh family business. Now they're extending the coaching family. John Harbaugh, with the support of Jack, Jim, and Tom Crean, announced the launch of the Harbaugh Coaching Academy, a resource for coaches at all levels of all sports. Very cool. Something I was like, wow, that's really cool. The Harbaughs are a really cool coaching family. Do you have to love the Harbaughs? No. But are they a cool coaching family? Yeah. They have an FCS championship. They have an NCAA FBS championship, and they have a Super Bowl, and they played each other in the Super Bowl. I mean, that's really cool. They're a really cool family. Those guys probably know a lot about coaching, would you think, to maybe help some younger coaches at maybe like the fucking high school level, maybe the college level, maybe the professional level even. No, instead, I clicked the fucking replies to it, and it's James Zeller, who's teaching Run the Ball in the Playoffs 101. We found John Harbaugh's retirement plan so he can walk away. Chapter 1, abandon the run in the playoffs despite a run-heavy team with a generational mobile quarterback. Remember, Harbaugh was on his way out when Lamar showed up and saved his ass. He's on the hot seat again. First subject is how to waste away 2 first seeds without even playing in a Super Bowl. Sounds neat. How to lose an important game 101, the Harbaugh way. Yeah, John Harbaugh, that's the Harbaugh way. They're a bunch of losers. John Harbaugh doesn't have a winning record in the playoffs. He doesn't have a Super Bowl trophy. He isn't fucking battling Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship. In the AFC Championship. How many times have the Ravens lost the first time they've played in John Harbaugh's career? They've made the playoffs 11 times. They've lost 3 times in their first game. 3 times. One of them is when Lamar is a rookie and they're running like a half offense against the Chargers. Another one, yeah, the fucking Titans got the best of them. All right, the Titans shocked them one time. What's the other time? When Tyler Huntley almost beat the Bengals on the road amidst a full pandemonium of, the Ravens are going to get mopped. They're like 10-point underdogs, and they have a lead in Cincinnati at one point. Have some stupid goal line bullshit happen. Like, they were in that game. I'm so sick and tired of and run the ball in the playoffs. Run the ball in the playoffs. What happened in that playoff game? Let's talk about it. Now we're at 3 months removed. It's 2024. It's the next season. What happened in that playoff game? The Chiefs are up 17-7. The Ravens, in 4 plays, go down the field. Zay Flowers dancing on everyone. So with 10 minutes and 54 seconds left, they fumble the ball down 2 scores on their own, not 1 yard line, an inch away from the goal line. It was an inch away with 10 minutes left. They fumbled, and the Chiefs get the ball on the 20. When did the Ravens get the ball back? With 6:54 left. They're down 2 scores with 6:54 left. And then what did they do? March down the field again. And then Lamar threw a pick. That's what fucking happened. They turned the ball over in the red zone twice. Do you think Gus Edwards was the answer? The Ravens should have run Gus. Take the ball out of Lamar's hand and give it to Gus Edwards. Yeah. That would be everybody really happy if the Ravens lost that one and Gus Edwards had 25 carries and they fucking lose to the Chiefs. They were always going to lose to the Chiefs. Whatever. That people get pissed when I say that. I don't care. I had someone tell me, no one respects your analysis if you can't admit that the Ravens needed to run the ball. I don't give a fuck if you respect my analysis. That is my honest conviction. So I don't care. You're an idiot. What were they going to do? Run the ball 15 times in the fourth quarter down 2 fucking scores? It's not fucking Madden. And guess what? The quarterback can check into run plays. The quarterback can be like, here's a loaded box. We have an edge on this side. There's checks on every pass play. It's Lamar Jackson. He checks in, calls his own number. They wanted to put the ball in Lamar's hands. And Lamar wanted the ball in his hands. Freaking the replacements, Who wants the ball? I do. Lamar did. You walk away with your MVP quarterback losing that game. You don't walk away handing the ball to fucking Gus Edwards. What do you want? So because of that, you have to say, the Harbaughs are like, how to lose a championship game. It's the stupidest fucking thing in the entire world. And hey, maybe Mike McDonald was like the hot younger girl that you meet, when you're married and your marriage is maybe suffering a little bit. You meet the hot younger girl and she seems perfect on paper. Hey, maybe you would have had a very happy life. Then you go home and you're like, my loving mother of, 2 children that's been a great mother. We've been through our ups and downs, is still there and still there for you. That is what John Harbaugh is to Mike McDonald. Maybe Mike McDonald could have been that much better than John Harbaugh. Maybe. And we like the possibility of that. Both of us did. I love Mike McDonald. But guess what? Mike McDonald is a product of the Harbaugh coaching tree. Who fired Wink Martindale? Who got rid of Wink Martindale and promoted Mike McDonald? Then people are like, oh, John Harbaugh's too old school. He doesn't adapt with the times. In 2008, the Ravens, John Harbaugh's first imagination of football, they ran a 40 front. They stayed in base defense. They ran under center play action zone stuff. Fast forward to Lamar Jackson. Suddenly, they change it to a 30 front. They start running more zone. They start running more zone pressure. Oh, on the offensive side of the ball, they end up turning into a pistol spread power option run game using a fucking defensive tackle at fullback. Old Johnny Harbaugh is rigid old school. He's like one of the first coaches that fully bought in to analytically driven decision-making in game and really philosophically going for it on fourth down, being aggressive, going for two, all of those things. But, John Harbaugh is not adaptable. John Harbaugh can't run a fucking coaching academy. Because Gus Edwards didn't get more carries. Gus Edwards is going to go beat Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, that's a real smart thought. Sick and tired of this Madden bullshit. The Ravens pissed down their leg against the Chiefs. They fucking Snead popped the ball out. Zay Flowers, I'm not even going to blame it on him. Snead made a great play. And then Lamar threw a stupid pick in the red zone. They turned the ball over twice in the fourth quarter in the red zone. That's why they fucking lost. Is that John Harbaugh? No. Did Andy Reid out-coach him? Out-coach. Out-coach. What did he do? No one can even explain what they mean when they say that. So I'm sick and tired of it. I'm fucking pissed about it. And it's so stupid. Who knows better on how to provide stability and processes and leadership to young coaches in the Harbaugh family? No one. Who has it better than us? Not you, whoever you are, talking that shit. Fuck you. I'm done.
Are we are we going to do this just back and forth every week? Like I'm going to be down and bitching about
down. I'm never down. I'm not even down. I'm just mad. I'm just mad. I'm not even down. I'm up. I'm always up. And I'm mad. I'm mad.
I'm just saying this is 2 weeks in a row now.
I had to get that off my chest. I'm fine now. I'm still fired up. Like I said, it was a fired up day. So I'm being fired up. But I'm not mad. I'm excited. I thought the Ravens, like I said, had a great year. It was a great year. They had an awesome year with tons of fun memories. Hey, they didn't win the Super Bowl. Who has? It's been Brady and Mahomes for a decade. They didn't beat Patrick Mahomes. Oh, no one does. The Bengals did one time by the fucking hair of their sack. No one beats them. They're really good. They're really hard to beat right now. It's very difficult.
Should I put it in the newspaper that you got mad?
Yeah, print it. Fucking get a blimp. I am mad. I'm pissed online. I am hashtag pissed. Hashtag online. I'm pissed. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. It is stupid. It is low-level ESPN noon bubblegum bullshit speaking in generic terms.
Run the ball more. That's what happened. John Harbaugh didn't run the ball more.
Yeah, that's what happened. John Harbaugh didn't call more run plays. That's how football works at the highest level.
The head coach has to call a run play. That's the only way to run, but the ball gets run.
Read a fucking book. Watch a YouTube video. Learn something.
I don't want to jump into I just feel like this is rare form for you. I don't think I've seen you like this in a long time. Maybe not ever.
It's the off season. The Harbaughs are starting a coaching academy for young coaches, a very positive thing.
He sucks. He hasn't won a Super Bowl lately. I'm tired of going to the divisional round.
Yeah, get in fucking line. So is everybody in the AFC over the last fucking 25 years.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think I was perusing Twitter today, and my guy Big Shot Bob Sturm down in Dallas was going through some of the same stuff today. Cowboys fans getting a little angry, a little antsy about the fact that they haven't done anything in the playoffs lately necessarily. And, he was just kind of making the point, like, look, they're, 35-11 the last couple of years, whatever it might be. And obviously the Cowboys, that's a different story. That's a different media market. You've got Jerry in the mix. Obviously it's not a one-to-one comparison, but I was kind of thinking about it. I was like, yeah, I was maybe being a little bitchy last week and probably should just settle down. And because I really do feel in my heart of hearts, like regular season success should not just be, thrown to the wayside. Like it's something that literally most fan bases in the NFL wish for on a consistent basis, or say that they would take it over what they get consistently. So yeah, I'm with you on all that stuff.
The Detroit Lions are on the up and up because they lost in the NFC Championship, but the Baltimore Ravens are on the outs. John Harbaugh, no good. Dan Campbell, amazing.
I'm with
Tyler Huntley was starting in Cincinnati a year ago. And Lamar Jackson was like, "Oh, Lamar's getting traded to the Dolphins. Oh, the Dolphins are going to get Lamar." Like, they again, I just can't stop coming back to the fact. If you told any Ravens fan in the midst of the Lamar Jackson dark cloud of sadness and anger and blame gaming and Eric DaCosta hatred that they would make it to the AFC Championship and come pretty close but lose to the Chiefs, 99 out of 100 would be happy with that result. Then it happens, and then somebody has to get blamed. The Ravens were out-coached. No one even knows what it means. I'm sick of it. Move on. Get over it already. My God, it's been 3 months. Oh, but I'm such a big Ravens fan. So 3 months later, I'm still upset online. Get a fucking grip. Grow up.
I'm a PSL owner.
Yeah, I'd spend my money on this team.
Yeah, maybe you should spend it on fucking library subscription.
Just at Barnes & Noble earlier. That's what I was doing.
There, well, that's a nice time. Yeah, go get off Twitter. Go to Barnes & Noble. Get yourself a nice roasted bean coffee, and go learn something about the world.
I got a rant. Barnes & Noble in Pikesville. Why that building was great. They had a Starbucks in there. They rip it out and they give it to a jeweler. I forget what the name. It might be like Erdcliffe or something like that. And then they moved it into a smaller location. There's no coffee shop in there anymore. Disgusting what's happening to brick and mortar bookstores. I got to get that off my chest.
I agree. It's a nice relaxing feel when you walk into a nice bookstore and can just peruse, and the scent of the pages matriculates through your highly intellectual olfactory bulbs.
I need to be made to feel smarter. I can't just, I need this, but that again, besides the point, I don't want to take you off your train here. Anything else?
We're good. That's how I'm not going to go longer. What was it? 10 minutes. That was the timer I set in my head.
That was like 15. Yeah. That was like 15 minutes. All told.
15 minutes. I'm done, but move on. It's over. Move on. The Ravens couldn't beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. They're so stupid and bad. Fucking championship game. Sorry. Hey, sorry. I was set. Hey, Lamar's not as good as Patrick Mahomes. Hey, John Harbaugh's not as good as Andy Reid. Sorry. It's a tough reality of the AFC since Tom Brady, since the Tuck rule, since Charles Woodson in the snow. That's been the reality of the AFC, unfortunately. It's Tom Brady. Now it's Patrick Mahomes. You're going to have to beat those guys, and they're really difficult to beat. And guess what? The Chiefs are probably going to go to another couple Super Bowls. They're probably going to win 1 or 2 more, maybe even 4, maybe even 10. I don't know. But you're going to have to beat them. And it's going to be really hard. And the Ravens, I'm going to say the Ravens are probably going to lose them in the playoffs again. Maybe they beat them once or twice too. They're probably going to lose to them at least one more time in the playoffs too. Why? Because the Chiefs are really good. And Patrick Mahomes is really good. That's what happened. They couldn't beat him. Couldn't do it. Couldn't beat Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Maybe when Kelce dies off in 2 years. Maybe the Chiefs will have a little weird turnover. But until then, you're going to have to play lights out football, and Lamar's going to have to play better. He can't throw a pick to Isaiah Likely. Can't have that be the end. I don't even hate that throw as much as most people do. Isaiah Likely's made some crazy plays, but guess what? Lamar's going to have to play. Josh Allen has played a 99 point. Josh Allen played a 100 out of 100 game and still lost. He's done that twice. Allen has lost them playing fantastic games twice. It's really tough to beat them. Unfortunately, that's the reality. And that's what makes it fun. And that's what gives you a mountain to climb and a villain and all of the things that make it fun. So make it fun. Move on.
Yeah, I think if it makes fans feel any better, Ravens fans, like this collective psychosis, I think, is happening in a couple different AFC fan bases right now. The Bills, I think, chief among them. I think the funny thing is, I think Bengals fans have actually deluded themselves into thinking that they can do it because, they did it in 2021. And then, to their credit, they took them to the brink the next year. But, they still lost in Kansas City. And I don't know. It's happening everywhere right now. It's an arms race for second.
Mahomes can tear his ACL at some point. Brady did. Bernard Pollard tore his ACL. Hey,
nobody's asking for that.
It happens. It's a way of life. Somebody at some point, he's probably going to get hurt. He's probably not going to play 15 consecutive seasons without some sort of borderline major injury. It happens.
And if he does,
could be Lamar, could be Joe Burrow. It happened to last year. Could happen to Josh Allen next year. So.
And if Mahomes does, and then the Ravens don't win the Super Bowl, you have my permission to get on the ledge because That's going to be the one time.
And guess what? They'll play a tough game against the Bills, or they'll beat the Bills, or the ref will make a bad call against the Bengals. That's the beauty of the single game elimination, and that is why the Chiefs are that good, because they don't lose the single elimination. The Bengals barely got them once. They're really good. So it is what it is. And guess what? Who beat the Patriots? Oh, the Harbaugh Family Coaching Academy. John Harbaugh whipped Tom Brady, but no, he doesn't know about coaching. Embarrassing the Patriots in New England. It was a decade ago.
You know, I think the issue with that is like a lot of these Gen Z kids literally didn't experience that. So like we can talk about that all we want, but like they are not attached to that in the same way we are.
It's not just Gen Z. There's 30-year-olds. There's people our age saying that same BS.
Well, if there's anyone
we get to paint it as the younger kid. There's plenty of 27 to 33-year-olds.
Harbaugh needs to run the ball.
Been hearing it we've heard that the entire time I've been a Ravens fan. Need to run the ball more. They always run the ball more. Not Gus Edwards isn't going to beat the Chiefs. Sorry.
Well, these are just people who think that they're smarter than everyone at everything, and they just, whatever happened, they always know in retrospect. Everything becomes clear to them after the fact, and these are the type of people that I would not be getting a beer with. So your opinions, not really relevant to me.
And again, I've stayed out of this stuff, but today I felt jaded because I personally was like, oh, that's really cool for them to start, something. It's a good idea for them to start a program or academy or something to help elevate young coaches and keep the quality of coaching up and all the things that they've been able to spread. I mean, how many guys speak so fondly of the Harbaugh family when they've played for them or coached with them and things
He's
like that?
He's done great stuff with bringing minority coaches up through the ranks too. I mean, that's an important thing to him, which is
as a white coach too, going above and beyond as a Caucasian coach, not in the culture, but being for the culture and making sure that people are getting equal opportunities. Seen plenty of them come out of the Harbaugh family coaching tree there. It's all they're about. So screw you all. To quote Eric Cartman, screw you guys, I'm going home.
Yeah, no, it's and honestly, I think we were both we were ready to move on to McDonald's this past offseason. I 100% was for it. I am the biggest John Harbaugh guy in the world, but even I said that. But guess what? It didn't happen.
Scary thought, because McDonald of all of them could be the one that is very good.
I think he will be. I think he'll be great. But also, you know what? Zach Orr might be fucking great too. So let's not, throw dirt on his grave that hasn't even been dug yet. And I don't know. I don't want to tell people how to fan, but if you're getting personal with the Harbaugh family and stuff,
it's not even, they're not even getting personal. They're so lame. It's just lame. Do you really? Is that what people really think is fun? They do. And guess what? That's why the people, content creators, make ESPN reaction videos. Oh, Stephen A. Smith said this. I'm gonna spend my time watching a reaction of someone else.
That's how I spend my mornings. Are you coming out?
That is the average content consumer, I suppose. Cattle, sheep, round up, get on the farm, go eat some hay.
That's what I watch when I drink my coffee. You coming after me?
Yes.
I love my reactions.
Stephen A. Smith said what? Skip Bayless said what? It's not even Skip Bayless saying it. It's what did Skip? Here's my reaction to Skip Bayless's comments.
It's like when you think you're gonna find a viral video, but then you find somebody commenting on the viral video and they frame it as if it is the viral video, so they get a ton of clicks.
That's the world we live in, and the world that proudly I will say is, I think, pretty low hanging fruit, and that I have passionately and you have passionately avoided doing because it's not fun, it's not fulfilling.
What if we
enjoy your more clicks?
What if we made a segment out of it?
Why don't we?
Just to see how
that's
it
a
felt.
good segment. Or just name this episode. Stephen A. Smith said what about John Harbaugh not running the ball? Make that the title of the episode on YouTube. It'll probably get fucking 10,000 times the amount of views we normally get, because that's what apparently the average cattle wants to click on YouTube.
Jake and Spenny react.
Stephen A. Smith said what about the Harbaugh Family Academy?
I saw a tweet that since Stephen A. Smith is an ESPN employee, he's technically a Disney employee, and he should be in the next Kingdom Hearts game. That really tickled me. I don't know if you're a big.
I can imagine him with really big Mickey Mouse hands for some reason in Kingdom Hearts.
Just running around with the Keyblade. Donald Duck, preposterous.
That would be outstanding. Stephen A. Smith of Disney.
He's wearing no pants. My brother. Oh, fuck. That just fucking kills me. I don't know why.
Unbelievable. Almost as unbelievable as Joe Burrow's little hair. What is this? Is this
Oh, that's
Photoshop?
fake.
What's happening?
Yeah, that's fake. Yeah.
Okay. I thought his hair was getting pretty long. Okay. It is AI.
It wouldn't have shocked me. That seems like something that he would absolutely do. And now that he saw it, he's probably going to do it because the thirst bucket that he is, he loves to get in front of the camera and show everyone.
Honestly, the thing I'll say, the hair would, if he did it, it would look better than what that picture looks like. That's why I should have known.
Yeah, he's a good looking guy.
He's a good head of hair.
He's a good looking guy. Yeah, he rocks his hair well right now. But I don't know. It just seems like Tom Brady experimented a little bit. Mahomes hasn't really done much with his look, which I think speaks well to him. But it just feels like Joe Burrow is going to start tinkering soon.
I mean, he's got the head and shoulders with Palomalu. He's got the the mohawk and Palomalu.
He might have learned an important lesson after that Rams Super Bowl though, when he walked out looking like fucking what's that guy's name? Joe whatever. Joe Exotic. He looks like Joe Exotic's like blood bag, like walking out of that fucking Super Bowl with the gray suit on and the Jordans. That was one of the all-time like forgetting Sarah Marshall. I wish I wasn't wearing this fucking shirt moments. That was incredible.
Breaking news: Barry Bonds will be inducted into the Hall of Fame of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh, you had me there. You had me for a second. I thought you were getting ball sacked.
Oh no, the headline got me. I saw Barry Bonds Hall of Fame. And then my second immediate neuron was, that's in a Pirates uniform. And then I realized it said Pittsburgh Pirates. Put Barry in.
Yeah, Bill Burr had a good rant about that the other day, about how Barry Bonds was really just kind of a product of that era more than he was like a pioneer of it.
Just because you take steroids doesn't mean you can swing a baseball bat.
Just give him the asterisk.
He's hashtag my home run leader.
Okay.
That was a sick part of our childhood. I loved watching Barry hit home runs.
Sure.
We know how tough it is there in the McCovey Cove. Robbed the O's a couple times there.
Yeah, I think was it.
I have the solace of that. I needed this. We have mentioned this can be Ravens therapy. I needed to scream and yell a little bit. Like I said, it was a tough morning, and then the finer parts of the internet got me pissed off. So needed to get that off the chest. Now I feel better. Roquan Smith, Derrick Henry in Ravens uniforms, Ravens OTAs. Not going to pretend to care about OTAs, but they did look pretty cool coming out of that tunnel.
Jackson, not at OTAs. What does this mean for the Ravens? Coming up next on our new segment.
And you made a great point to unveil Cole. Cole was like, I'm a little pissed off Lamar isn't at OTAs. And you were like, he didn't go last year and then like had his best year.
He didn't. Not only did he not go, like he had to have one of his most unproductive off seasons last year of all time. Like he was just sitting around firing out videos or whatever, like talking to himself and like fucking the entire gym, and he's like exposing John Harbaugh at the owners' meetings. Like he was running an active like sabotage campaign, trying to get that fucking new contract. He was not worried about football in the slightest, probably until like maybe June at the earliest.
Got to work on his timing with Charlie Kohler now.
And those are the people. Like I've got a guy who I'm not going to air him out, but he was like a college buddy. I ran into him at a bar a couple weeks ago, and he said something to the effect of, "Man, Lamar just really needs to work on that precision passing." And I was just like, "Dude, that has got to be the stupid." I didn't say this to him. It's like that's just the stupidest.
I don't know. Like I'm just going to sound like an arrogant idiot, but it's like I saw a comment. I think it was actually it might have been Jetpack Galileo posted a video that was like. Zay Flowers and Lamar Jackson, if they get their timing down better on deep stuff, like that will be them going from tier 2 production to tier 1 production. And tier 1 production of that could be 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns. And then there was like 50 replies that were like, Lamar needs to be more accurate. It's just like, I'm going to punch myself in the head. And to their point, hey, OTAs, you can do that, but it's timing, man. It's timing and reading the field the same way. We've seen him make insane throws. That is whatever.
He also works out with those guys separately too sometimes, so maybe that's going on. Who knows?
It's also good to get away when you played up until the AFC Championship into freaking almost February. Might be nice on the joints and the mentals and the hamstrings to just slowly take a little break. In year 7 now.
Well, I'm excited for when the NFL is just 52 weeks of the fucking year and they just never stop, and we'll just be podcasting every single week, and we'll just never like that's what we're heading towards. It's going to be, I mean, like if they add that second bye and then something else happens, like they're going to be playing into March at this point. Like
I think that you would cease to exist. I think that you would poof if it was like week 30, you would just disintegrate.
Yeah, that would be. And listen, it's coming.
We both need our summers. We're when you're Maryland oriented, you're used to having the summers are a little lighter. We need the light summer. Need the time to relax. Not exactly a fun place to live in the winter.
I'm a beach bum who's forced to spend most of my time in a, essentially a cubicle. I don't work in one, but that's what I'm doing. And that's okay. But I do need to get my beach time in. Need to get my sun.
Summer hours are in effect right now.
Yeah, to an extent. Things are a little busy right now, but hopefully they'll slow down soon.
Summer hours. For summer Fridays. Give me half day Fridays.
I do have this Friday off, so I can stop whining so much.
There you go. You need it. You need to go down the ocean.
I do. It's calling to me.
Oh, yeah.
The devil inside me is tossing and turning.
Go vote for Exit 52 for Best of Baltimore. Go to Best of Baltimore and Baltimore Magazine. Go vote for that. We would appreciate that very much so. Very cool. Like I said, it was a little reinvigorating, a nice little pat on the back, seeing that we were nominated for that to get the juices flowing a little bit. Hopefully you enjoyed me flipping out. I don't usually do that. I mean, it's happened. I've flipped out.
That might when you. That's what I'm saying. I feel like you've kind of had the lid on the can for a while, as have I. And then I had my little tantrum last week, and now you're having yours. Maybe we should just make this a weekly thing.
I mean, Stephen A. Smith said what? And then we just scream like he does. And then we're millionaires. I think that might be the formula. Please like and subscribe. We'd love to have you. Any other thoughts, Jake? Anything else going on?
Yeah, so we had the schedule come out officially. We talked about that opening game. I guess we can discuss this a little bit. We can save the game by game predictions, I think, for a later date.
17-0.
17-0. That's I think one Libstool Banks came through and said 17-0, so that's his analysis.
He said 17-0. Next question.
Yeah, next question. Which I don't think anyone followed up on that. Okay, so yeah, at Kansas City week 1, we pretty much already touched on that. Versus Las Vegas, at Dallas for a 425, versus Buffalo primetime at the bank, at Cincinnati and Anakin Skyline Chili 1 p.m. Versus Washington 1 p.m. at the bank.
Quick sidebar: Ravens will be doing joint practices with the Packers in Green Bay this August, July.
Yep,
July.
I saw that. That's gonna be nice. Green Bay in August. That's gonna be good weather. At Tampa Bay and at Cleveland for a little road stand. That Tampa Bay game is going to be prime time, Monday Night Football versus Denver, 1 p.m. game. Shout out to your guy, Bo Nix, coming to town. John Elway wearing his leather jacket, thanking himself.
Oh, yeah.
Versus Cincy. That's another prime time game on Thursday night, 8:15 p.m. at the bank. At Pittsburgh, at Los Angeles, 2 road games in a row. That's actually I like it when they give them a close road game and then they go out to the West Coast. For the Hard Bowl. That's going to be a Monday night game as well. Versus Philly, coming back home on December 1st. That's a 425. Late bye week, week 14. Like I said, let's just keep pushing them back. And we'll returning to face New York at the Giants, 1 p.m. game at the big mini fridge, MetLife Stadium. You will probably be in attendance for that.
Probably. I'll go back to that absolute shithole.
Yep. Versus Pittsburgh, 4:30 p.m. At Houston, 4:30 p.m. That's the Netflix game, which is one of the more disgusting things that's ever been uttered by my mouth. And then versus Cleveland for TBD, and that'll be January 5th. That game is assuredly going to be meaningless. NFL, you fucked up adding this extra game. It's so stupid. The records look ridiculous, and I will never forgive them. I'm going to bitch about it as often as I feel like, and I feel like it right now. But yeah, initial thoughts on the schedule.
Lots of prime time, very fun. I'm fired up for the back-to-back Christmas game. I loved last year. I thought that was about
the players and the people who work for the team. Have you thought about that?
T's and P's to everyone who's got to work in professional football. I'm so sorry for you. I'm sure there's no cool benefits of working for an NFL team that can kind of counterbalance that in any way, shape, or form. The players' wives can cry in their fucking Louis Vuitton onesies on Christmas with, wiping their tears with stacks of $100 bills. I'm so sorry that you have to play on Christmas again.
And they're poorly made Christian use check, whatever, awful.
Whoa. Those are this is a Christian use check positive podcast.
I'm sure she's an
alumni in my class. She is a nice lady.
I'm sure she's
very
great.
Sweet. Used to drink mind erasers at the rec room. out in Towson. So there'll be no Kristen Juszczyk slander on my watch, buddy.
Mind erasers.
Taylor Swift rocked one of those, okay, buddy.
Oh yeah, that's gonna sell me. Yeah, good stuff there. Why do you think I turned on her? As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh my God, I'm out on this. I think I even soft launched that last year and you weren't having it either.
You didn't like Taylor Lautner's Aiden Hutchinson jacket, you fucking Scrooge?
Taylor Lautner?
Yeah, big Lions fan.
Is he?
Jacob from Twilight. Read a book.
I do like Taylor Lautner.
What was the movie or show that he was in where he was hysterical and he was like a shoebie?
I'm sure.
I think this show like got canceled early and it was actually hysterical. I'm gonna try and find it. Cuckoo.
Interesting.
You would love it. Had 6 seasons actually. I just don't think I finished it. He is hysterical on that show. It is on Netflix right now, I think.
Didn't he date?
Nope, never mind. This is the British version. I think they remade it American.
Didn't he date Taylor Swift in that Valentine's Day movie? That piece of trash.
Correct. Back to December.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Taylor Lautner with a beard. He does a bunch of goofy stuff. He's basically just like an absolute shoebie, like random boyfriend, and highly recommend. I don't know where it's streaming though. Try to find where it's streaming.
Has she been there for the whole time? You're ranting and everything?
Yeah, she's taking Snapchats to me and stuff.
It's the
Shut up over there.
only episode I've actually enjoyed listening to.
There we go.
True.
That's a ringing endorsement of what we've got going on here.
It's not true. It's such a lie. She can't even say it without coughing.
She actually texts me all the time and says how much she loves my segments and when I talk, but when you talk, it's just a little, she thinks you could pick up your energy a little bit. So maybe that's what she liked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, ring endorsement of Cuckoo. Ravens schedule. Lots of prime time. Bucks, pretty cool. Love playing against Baker. Very cool. Excited for that Broncos. Sean Payton can of whip ass. Eagles at home. That's fire. Love that matchup. That stretch there. The stretch goes, and I'm excited about I love all this. Commanders in Baltimore. That's fun. A lot of crossover fans. Really just an absolutely fun schedule all the way through. I mean, Chiefs, of course. Raiders, fun. Vegas at home. They haven't been here since they've been in Vegas. That should be a can of whip ass. Cowboys. This is a Jerry Jones positive, Dallas Cowboys positive, Jerry World positive podcast. We're fired up for that one. Bills, sick. Bengals after Bills, sick. Commanders, that should be a fun 1 o'clock tailgate at home kind of game and should beat a rookie quarterback at home. They usually do. Baker, love. We love Baker. This is also Baker Mayfield positive podcast. Into Browns, intense matchup, 1 o'clock there. Broncos, little layup there. So it gets, Bills, Bengals, and it's Commanders, Bucks, Browns, Broncos.
It feels a little balanced. There's a lot of the aggregators, your Dove Klymans of the world. The Ravens are playing 10 playoff teams. Oh my God, how are they going to get through that? But it's like you look at the schedule and it's like not a ton of world beaters, right? I mean, Vegas, that's a cupcake. Buffalo, Cincy, Kansas City, and Dallas. Those are tough to start against, and then you go to Tampa Bay. I mean, obviously all solid teams, and you throw Washington in there, they're not much to look at. But the Ravens were as good, if not better, than most of them last season. You'd expect them to be able to hang tough in all of them. And what I do like about it as well, no long road stands, right? It reminds me a little bit of the 2019 schedule in that way, where that one was alternating every single week. This one is like, home, away, home, away, home, away. And then you'll do like 2 away, 2 home. It just alternates very well. Little Thanos vibes there. I kind of like that.
Very much so. It is balanced out. But that stretch, I mean, Commanders, Bucks, Browns, Broncos, Bengals, Steelers, Chargers, like that's not some gauntlet. Divisional games and a couple, Chargers, we'll see. They're revamping themselves. Could be a good team this year. With going from Staley to Harbaugh, I don't think we've actually talked about that. And I don't know that that's not something that's gotten as much noise as I thought it would. Maybe because Jim is good at toning that down. That couldn't be a more polar opposite switch to someone that is accomplished and is going to not try and be this cool Southern California kid and is going to try and win football games like a big boy. So Chargers sneaky. I'm going to say that I think the Titans are a sneaky team. The Ravens don't play them this year, but those two teams in the AFC, Chargers and Titans, I think could be pretty decent.
Yeah, Chargers. I'm all the way. I'm pretty much all the way in on the Chargers. People are going to snicker about the Greg Roman stuff. Like that's going to be. Greg Roman goes to places and he runs the shit out of the ball, and they win a lot of games in his first couple of years. Like everyone wants to laugh about it, but it happened in San Francisco. Happened to an extent in Buffalo. They weren't working with the same caliber of quarterback there with Tyrod, who was kind of their other bridge guy. Happened in Baltimore. I think Justin Herbert is more talented than two of those three guys that I mentioned. Lamar being the one that he's not more talented than. I think that's an exciting thing they got going on there. It's not always going to be
Edwards, Bozeman. Who else is out there? There's like 7 of them.
I think they signed Nick Boyle out of retirement. They cleaned that knee up. They're getting him into the mix. I think Crockett Gilmore, he's actually getting into shape as well. He's going to play
Williams.
Max Williams. They cleaned that knee up too. A lot of knees.
Pitta,
fixed up. I think Pitta, they're going to get Ed Dixon out of retirement. They're going to, they're going to sign Randy Himes. I think run some trick play stuff for them.
Hayden Hurst is the actual one.
Yep, Haruki Nakamura going to be running around on the back end for them. I think
you got Zibby and Haruki on the back end.
Tibby's going to be back there. They're going to get Will Demps, I think, too. And then Ed Reed is actually going to fulfill his dream.
Landry is patrolling.
Yeah, Ed Reed is the defensive coordinator. I think they're just really putting it all together back there.
They are. So fire up for that one. But yeah, I don't really think this is some you get the fucking Giants, Steelers, Texans, Browns to finish. Sure. Maybe some
of these teams that people think are going to be good are just not going to be. Like I could see Buffalo just kind of not being that great this year.
I think they were in their previous iterations, a very bad matchup for the Ravens. And part of that, a lot of that does have to do with Josh Allen. But yeah, this year, especially early in the year, I think they're going to have some answers to figure out.
There's growing pains with young receivers. I think those guys will come around, but I think and I honestly think it might be similar for the Ravens. Like I think it's a little bit of a reloading year for the Bills.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I don't think this is some gauntlet by any means. And I don't. The Eagles are also in a weird spot. It feels like too. A lot of their guys, get Fletcher Cox, Kelsey, Lane Johnson's been dealing with a lot of injuries. They're getting pretty old and trying to reload there. So Sirianni's whole shtick has worn pretty thin there in a more successful, maybe longer burning candle than a Brandon Staley. But by the end of the season there, I could see the Eagles being very beat up. So yeah, I don't look at this and think, oh my God, the rest advantage thing too is part of it. The Ravens have the largest rest advantage net days of rest over their opponents in total in NFL history. It might not be history. I think it's tracked since like 98 or something like that. But in like 25 years, they have the biggest net rest advantage. So that's massive. Part of that, of course, starting because they have Thursday night to go and get that extra couple days for week 2. But
little weird with the 3 games in 10 days thing. I will say that where you get at the Giants versus Steelers at Houston for December 15th, 21st, and 25th. And that's probably going to be a critical stretch of games for them. So that's tough. Maybe that Cleveland game will come into play. Who knows?
They do have the bye there, though. That helps lick the wounds a good bit. So I think the bye coincides with that to help out.
It's almost like a mini season for them. Call that postseason number 1, postseason 0.
Postseason 0. Patient 0, starting right there with that bye.
Very cool.
Yeah, I think it's a fun schedule. I think it's, like you said, flipping back and forth, pretty consistent there. Lots of prime time, lots of friends of not friends of the podcast, but quarterbacks and teams and coaches that we talk about a lot, are fans of or hate very much. Russell Wilson twice this year. We didn't even talk about that.
Oh my God. I've tried to talk about it. I'm very excited for this. I think him and Uncle Mike T, that's going to be quite a personality clash, and I can't wait to see how it works out. And maybe he'll fall. Maybe he'll be a good soldier here and fall in line and have a good year. I feel like this is a good setup for our guy, Mr. Unlimited.
And they're going to be having him. It's a weird fit. Arthur Smith likes to throw the ball over the middle of the field off play action a lot. Russell Wilson never throws the ball over the middle of the field. And Justin Fields, my sweet boy, was not throwing the ball over the middle of the field a ton in Chicago, at least. So a little bit of a strange fit there. George Pickens freak out. Like big time freak out, over under week 8.5 for you.
I just feel like Wilson's going to be better than Pickett was. And it's like when these guys like George Pickens, perspective. These guys like George Pickens, like you're either like a malignant head case or you're just a head case. I think George Pickens is like just a head case. And when you're playing well enough,
football head case, not human head case, maybe.
Right. Yeah, exactly. He's a professional head case. When you're playing well and you're winning, like that stuff kind of tends to fade in the background for some of these guys. I think Pickens has shown that he can kind of keep a lid on it when things are going well, which, maybe he's a front runner and that's another conversation, but the Steelers kind of tend to attract those types at wide receiver. And the gamble often pays off for them, but sometimes it's difficult to manage.
So I think my phone heard Patrick Mahomes. So I get a graphic pull up. Most touchdown passes in the postseason since 2018. Patrick Mahomes, 41.
No,
What do you think the next closest number is to 41?
Since 2018?
2018, most touchdown passes. Patrick Mahomes, 41. What do you think the number in number 2 is?
24.
Pretty close. 21. Who do you think it is?
Josh Allen.
Correct. Josh Allen, like we said, Josh Allen's been on. We'll see both of those guys this year. And Dak Prescott in 5th with 11, which is hysterical. Tom Brady, Matt Stafford. But
that is crazy. They never make it out of the first round, or at least the first round they play in.
Right, exactly. So just a little perspective there on how good Josh Allen's been in the playoffs and how the Bills have not done anything beyond the Ravens. Because Patrick Mahomes has thrown 41 touchdowns.
Yeah, a little bit of stat padding there too with the 2 wild cards that they have over the Ravens that the Ravens skipped. We don't have to belabor that point.
100%. 100% there. Anything else here?
I think I'm all set. I think we that's a pretty good schedule analysis there. I know you were like a race car there and you were in the red, right? Like Vincent Vega, and had to pull you out of the red. You're cleaning up reins out of the back of the car there and wiping them down, covering them with dark blankets. No whites, can't use them.
No, man, they got the metric system.
Wouldn't know what the fuck a quarter pounder is. So
Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese. What do they call a Whopper? I don't know. I didn't go to Burger King.
Le Big Mac.
Le Big Mac.
Think that about that.
Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're Gucci. Okay. Thank you all for listening to yet another edition of the podcast. Still cranking along here. Not a ton of news to get into, but I'm so glad that this Harbaugh's Heroes little camp thing came up.
I just had a realization. I think I just did a genuine Jason La Canfora, but with the complete opposite perspective. Like his would be like, didn't run the game, didn't run the ball in the playoffs, and they're giving this guy an academy. What are we doing here? I am upside down Jason La Canfora.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, that's like, I hadn't thought of that, but you're like the Bizarro JLC right now.
It's like he's Danny DeVito and I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I don't know if you're Bizarro, it's got to be similar. It's like he's Danny DeVito and you're like Wario.
We're going Arnold Schwarzenegger or Danny DeVito. I've got the sleeveless on.
You're giving yourself like the Virgin and the Chad meme. That's what you're trying to do here.
Giga Chad?
Yeah.
I'll go Giga Chad. Yeah. We'll go with that. We're like the bus meme there. But yeah, get us out of here.
Maybe that's going to win you your radio host award. That's going to push you over the top.
Number 1 in this market, baby.
Love that. Number 1. Thank you all for listening to another week of the podcast here as the NFL offseason trucks on. Pretty soon this will be week 40 or something of the NFL season, but for right now it's still the offseason, and we all thank God very much for that. Heading into this Memorial Day weekend, you guys have yourselves a great one, and also stay tuned if you are a Baltimore Orioles enjoyer to our YouTube page where we're going live after each series to recap what's going on with them. That's been a lot of fun this year. If you are not an Orioles fan and you're Orioles curious, I recommend getting in on them so you don't sit around stewing about the Ravens all spring and summer, because that's just a miserable thing to do no matter how good or bad they are. So if you want to get into that, if you want to support the Jumbo Set a little bit more, subscribe to our YouTube page, like all our videos, leave a comment in the algorithm, click on the little shorts videos that we're putting out there too, get some engagement, get some push going, tell a friend. Word of mouth is always great too. Find us on social media at Exit 52 Podcast. Across the board. That's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I am at Jake Louque. That's Louque. Spenny is at Ravens4 Dummies. That is the number 4 in the middle there. You can find Brian at Barstool Banks. You can find Eric at EDITTI22. And our guy, the Smythe Man, is at Taylor Smythe 10.
What do you think the 10 is for in Taylor Smythe 10? I'm going to go with, is that his graduating high school year?
He's a big soccer guy, and that's a big soccer number. I'd imagine that was a soccer number for him.
Okay.
Once upon a time. I could be wrong on that. Totally random guess.
He might be 2 years older than me. Can't remember if he's 1 or 2, something like that.
I think 2, because they're 4 years older than me, and you're 2 years older than me.
Okay. Boy math.
Yeah, boy math. Listen, sometimes you just got to whip it out, Thank you all. Once again. Is that going on the soundboard?
Oh, that might be soundboard quality.
Okay. I'm not cutting it. If somebody wants to, they can. And I will put it on there if you send it to me. Thank you all for listening. Shout out to our presenting sponsors, Jimmy's Famous Seafood, Black Eyed Susan Spices on Hot Ones. Check it out. First We Feast YouTube page. Thanks again, and we'll talk to you guys very, very soon.
See ya.
Arrivederci.
Really, really hard, and they execute the system, and that's what it's all about.
Yes, sir. Trust.
He's pretty
Big trust, baby.
Hey, yes, sir.
Right on cue. Hey, right on cue. Hey, let me.